be strong.
Welcome back, guys. New episode of the Big Fat Podcast, powered by Crossfit Green, fueled by Sweat and Reset, and supported by Fat Nutrition, Fat Barbell, and Fat Gymnastics. If you're new to the podcast, you probably don't have a clue what I just said. I'm getting that good at saying it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was quick.
It was.
Very quick.
Remember at the start when I used to be just like, let's cut, retake, and then I'd still get it wrong.
You still get it wrong. No, you're getting
Not
much
now.
better.
I don't get it wrong anymore.
What happens now
more.
with the implementation of the new classes? Are you going to have to relearn all of them?
It'll be just like HIIT, CrossFit strength and conditioning, sweat, marathon, my zone,
Your zone.
your zone. Right, that's all the one.
We'll go through that today.
Guys, you know Dave. Dave
Hi everybody, I'm Dave.
Owner of CrossFit Green, owner and founder. Dave, so we got some kind of good news last week.
So I guess since I've been last on the podcast with you, Fergal, two things is I've missed you. That's the first and foremost.
I refuse to give up creative control.
Yeah, he makes you say that. But there's obviously been a waiting to kind of get back in there. And then obviously we've been communicating with people about what to expect when they return. So there's been a number of things that people are, I suppose, looking forward to, apprehensive about. Change brings about a little bit of uncertainty for people. So just trying to get everything ready, because I think from Monday onwards, the 10th.
Monday the 10th, we are back in the car park, but we're not just doing Saturday ones.
The car park. No, we have a pretty full schedule of outdoor HIIT classes and outdoor sweat classes. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, we have HIIT outdoors.
In the car park.
And then Tuesday and Thursday, we have a sweat variation, one of the new sweat programs out in the car park.
Yeah. Again, it'll be all concept gear. Just so you guys know, we thought we might come across this. People will be just like, can we bring the runners outside so we don't have to run on the road? It's like,
obviously, it's difficult. It's weather depending. And we've been looking at, say, the 7-10 day forecast. And you're like, come on, Ireland. It's a lot of, say, the hospitality sector has been like, listen, guys, trying to do anything outdoors in Ireland is just so many variables. Like, what happens if you're in the middle of a workout or you're in the middle of a meal and it starts to rain? What do we do? Do we bring people inside? Does the restaurateur bring that person inside, that patron inside? Do they run off down the street to their car and leave the food and say they're not paying? So there's a number of variables to consider. But listen, we'll get there. Outside for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. And then we're back inside. And the inside is the I suppose the bigger one from our side is.
It's the one we're desperate to get back to.
We're desperate to. We're being to the 6th month, and we've had a lot of learnings over the last 6 months and the last 12-18 months. Yeah. But there's kind of we I suppose the overall conclusion of several decisions and things like that was to just reflect on what we have, appreciate what we have, looking at both, say, the staff and the members from two different sides, and then putting it all together and just kind of saying, like, we understand that there's been people here for a long time, and we get that, and we thought it'd be a missed opportunity to step backwards. Yeah. And go back to what we had previously, say 18 months ago, when we know that there's such a broader range of services, i.e. programs or classes, that we can provide in a better way. So, like, we want to make sure that we are, getting across to people, like, we appreciate everything that you guys have done through lockdown and the loyalty of members either prior to that. Yeah. We've got members here for several years, and they've been, I suppose, the bedrock on which the business and the structure and the community have been built around. But like anything, change is inevitable. It has to come. And it's a learning curve for us how to deal with change. We have the apprehensions and the worries prior to that. And then we get the communication out to people. And some people have the apprehensions and the worry about change. So it's just, we want to make sure that when people come back, they're excited about it. And I think it's going to take people getting involved in order to see that they're excited about it. Like, the HIIT, one of the reasons we chose HIIT is obviously for growth within the business and to be able to provide a service, but it's a very popular name out there that a lot of people understand.
Yeah, it's a lot more attractive and a lot less intimidating than
CrossFit. Yeah, CrossFit. But from the experience CrossFit is, even from my side, I don't like the word HIIT all the time. I'm like, it's so commercial. Yeah. But basically on a Monday, we would have done strength and conditioning in here. Yeah. On a Tuesday, we would have followed that up with a workout. That workout is basically going to be HIIT.
Yeah, it's a high interval intensity training.
Yeah, exactly.
High intensity interval training.
It's just getting people's mindset around, okay, change isn't going to be that drastic.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want people to think we're coming back into a HIIT class that's going to have, you know, body pump weights and I suppose movements of which they are like,
and Zumba. When's the Zumba class?
Airy fairy stuff. It's still going to have our basic CrossFit compounds in there.
Yeah.
But we just won't be doing a heavy lift in that class.
Yeah.
So now instead of being able to try and squeeze a program into like 5 to 7 days, we can vary that out and actually give people a much more holistic approach to their training.
Yeah.
Based on, they can be more flexible in their timetable. They can get elements of strength and conditioning. They can get elements of intensity and cardio. They can get long-term cardio or long time frame cardio and things like that. Or even like getting your pump on in the sweat pump class. So lots of new options, but again, change is like anything. It just takes a while to get used to. So we are looking forward to it. We've used the last couple of months really where we've had added programs on, and the feedback has been fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, people are like, love that our variability, love the option to do new things.
Yeah.
So like, it wasn't just a whimsical change. We have got a lot of feedback. We've done a lot of research as to what we think will give the best service to people.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the things is now we've learned that, you know, if we don't change all the time, it becomes very difficult to change. So just putting ourselves and the members in a position where change is okay.
Change is okay.
Change is okay, Fergal.
Okay.
It's okay. It's positive.
So basically, the HIIT class is not going to be, as you said, your stereotypical HIIT class. It's still going to be essentially CrossFit, constantly very functional movements.
It's CrossFit,
but less of a component on a heavier barbell.
Exactly. So from our guys' point of view, it's going to be like a Tuesday or a Thursday or a Saturday, like even Saturday sesh. The idea behind the Saturday sesh is just big fun workout that everyone can take part in. It's not always going to be just heavy traditional style CrossFit. Not to say that may or may not be involved in it.
Yeah.
But just getting the perception around, it's okay to have variance. Like CrossFit is constantly varied. A 5k run, a 10k swim, and a bike ride is still CrossFit by definition. We just had to get out of the mindset of it's just heavy lifting and a Metcon. Like, people don't understand what Metcon is. So in terms of being able to give a service and provide a business that not only is sustainable from the business's point of view, but in the product that we are providing, that's got to be able to change, and that's got to be able to adapt, and it's got to be, I suppose, open to a broader market. Whereas CrossFit, I think everyone will agree, CrossFit did this big lump in the middle there over the last couple of years where it was everyone wanted to go to the games and to qualify for regionals and smash the open. Competitive CrossFit. And then everyone's like, oh dear Lord, competitive CrossFit is really difficult.
Really, really difficult.
And even the programming that we've done over the last 18 months, or prior to that, the 18 months or 12 months before we closed, was much more GPP, general physical programming.
Yeah.
We still had the big lifts in. We can put pull-ups in, and whoever wants to do a muscle up, do a muscle up.
That's a flip.
Do a backflip.
Do a flip.
So HIIT is mainly going to consist of backflips.
Yeah.
For time. Interval backflips.
Did you ever see they did that one year in I think it was at old school 2012 CrossFit? There was like Dan Bailey and Rich Rowan against two gymnasts.
Oh yeah.
But they did a backward spring or something.
Backward somersault, was it?
Something like that. But the two lads had to do somersaults because they couldn't do.
It's weird. Like even watching the evolution of CrossFit. I got into CrossFit, which is now 9 years ago.
How old is CrossFit?
2001.
Is it?
2001, I think.
Okay.
Glassman kind of changed it, and it's gone through all sorts of peaks and troughs. Like I know there's a certain amount of members in here that have been in CrossFitting for longer than me as a participant, and you know, they've seen the changes and the evolutions of it, and they've probably gone through I'm going to max out lifts, and they're like, holy shit, that's really hard to maintain. I just want to come and exercise and feel good, and then go back into that max out lifts, and then back in, and it ebbs and flows like anything. It's got that life cycle of whatever it's involved in.
Cool.
Fitness.
It's all the same. And then so we're updating the sweat room as well, because sweat seems to be so popular that I think we're rolling out 3 programs. So in total, basically, we're going to have 5 programs in the gym.
Five programs and 6 kind of class options. Again, they're all under the umbrella of CrossFit. Saturday Sesh is just a name given to a specific type of workout, whether we call it a monster mash or sweaty session, whatever it is, sweaty Betty, something. You know, it's just going to be the type of style of workout that we're going to do on a Saturday. Once we can get back into teams and stuff, it'll have, say, a team focus, but it'll be, you know, a real grunter of a workout, real bit of fun. Then HIIT is obviously going to be more, not always interval. Like, you can do interval be time-based or task-based. So it's going to be a longer workout.
Yeah.
I was just saying it's ironic that Wodify changed WOD to workout.
That was Wodify.
That was Wodify, yeah.
Okay.
But even they are starting to recognise now that small end of CrossFit is just expanding to a much broader...
The language.
They're trying much broader audience. Then in Sweat, we're going to have Sweat Marathon, which I think it kind of does what it says in the tin. It's going to be a longer time-based, steady aerobic kind of session. Zone is going to be just working within different effort zones. Whether you have a My Zone puck or not, you can still work at the LP or E, perceived rate of exertion. So it's going to be like, okay, go slow, go fast, go faster, lose the run of yourself, slow down again. And then pump is going to be, what we've been kind of doing is a cardio mixed in with a bodybuilding, functional bodybuilding movement.
Well, obviously we had pump and core has been we've had a
pump
select...
Pump and core is so hard.
Yeah.
Like so hard.
Yeah, I hate pump and core, man.
It's so hard.
But there was a group of people that love it, man.
I've got to stop now. I'm like, I'm just going to teach you.
You see people using 22s and you're there with your 2 kilos. It's like my biceps are going to give out.
But again, it's trying to get that umbrella of CrossFit, that spectrum.
Yeah.
You know, so like whether we go time, task orientated, short, long, or all the way to the other end of it, max effort. We were only able to, because we limited ourselves in terms of programming by just doing CrossFit, only cover off a certain element of it.
Yeah.
Now we're just going to open that time, task, max effort spectrum to a much broader range of accessibility for people, and then hopefully it's going to make CrossFit more popular as a whole to the to other demographics. Because I know a lot of people that I ask, "Oh, would you do CrossFit?" They're like, "Nah, man, it's a bit terrifying." I'm like, "Okay, would you do a long, sweaty workout?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "It's the same thing," but not everyone knows that.
Yeah, well, again, like a lot of people's perception of CrossFit is what they see on Netflix, all the Buttery Bros documentaries and stuff like that. It was like,
I remember
CrossFit.
I used to watch them all the time. You're like, yeah, I'm going to the gym at 9 o'clock at night.
So motivational. Yeah, but they are really well done. But again, they're not what CrossFit is.
No, and I think it would have been
is.
a missed opportunity to step backwards when we have a good opportunity to step forwards and create something that's new and exciting. And I just don't think we would have done anyone justice ourselves, be it, you know, fitness wise or business wise, to go back to what we previously were. And I think any gym that does go backwards won't be providing the best possible service for their members, because the world has grown. People's needs have changed. People's demands have changed. Well, people's fitness levels have definitely changed.
I think that's been really evident in lockdown.
Yeah, well, the popularity of all our programs that we've done has been huge. And then like we went off and did a lot of research around all of the decisions that we've made, you know, whether it's the effects of change on a community based kind of subject like ours, whether it's the amount of training, i.e., you know, I know like the 7 classes a week can be a touchy subject when people feel like they're being limited coming from unlimited. However, I think 99% of our population still has room to grow in order before they hit that ceiling of 7. They hit the 7. But again, it's just coming back in and understanding change and adapting to change. Like even making decisions, you're like, oh dear Lord, you know, it can be terrifying. It's an emotional process as well as a physical process to go through.
I was literally talking about with Shane. He was asking me today at Run Club about it, and we're just like I was just like, there's 7 of us, so every decision has to be gone through with a fine tooth comb by all 7 people. So
it's hard because like the understanding of trying to operate the business first and foremost, because we've got the responsibility to members to run a successful business so that they can continue to do what they are paying to do and enjoying doing. Then we've got obviously the responsibility to staff and to running a successful business, so I don't waste all of your time and run it into the ground. So when you're making that decision, like it really boiled down to, unfortunately, that unlimited offer, it does well for a while, but then the cost of running an unlimited offer,
it only gets you so far. Like,
yeah, it's just it's not a successful business model, and there's a reason why CrossFit gyms globally only last kind of like 3 to 5 years, because they run themselves into the ground trying to provide the best. Yeah, and a lot of them don't have a business background or any sort of mentorship in terms of growing and how to run the business properly. So, like even putting my hand up and recognizing, all right, I haven't done the best by members and by staff in operating this business model. We were always trying to just do more and do more and do more. So the option was basically we can either put a limit on it and then try and implement a new pricing structure, and a new structure of how we operate, or you increase prices. At that point, I'm like, well, I don't want to increase prices for anybody, so we have to bring that down. Then we did the research on how many is your average time a week and how many is the max that we think is the right amount, and you come to the conclusion, but it's not just picked out of a hat. Like, so there's a lot of decisions had to be made, and a lot of research had to go in order to make those decisions.
As we said, like less than 1% of our current members are hitting the 7 a week.
It's gas. Like, even I know, I'm like, 7 a week. Yeah, no, like I'm gonna want to hit that.
I'm going to hit my 6 doubles, man.
It's difficult. So we have to be then our responsibility is to make sure that we're not killing people and we're not overtraining people. So although that's hard to receive that information as a member, it is a factor of which was included in our overall decision making. But the bottom line is, we want to create a better overall atmosphere, product and service relationship with the guys that we have been loyal to and have been loyal to us for a long time, and then make it appealing for a new, broader demographic to come in and take part, because fitness is for everybody. Fitness, friends.
Well, particularly in this global pandemic, with the government telling everyone that they need to do more fitness, I think
it's ironic that gyms were one of the last to close.
I don't understand it.
We're the last to open. But who knows? I'm just looking forward to getting back and giving a really nice experience to people. Like, one of the things I'd love to do, and I'd love to have a nice receptionist area where we walk in, there's a receptionist meeting, greeting you and steering to your new classes. So there's lots of things that we want to implement to try and get that really, really top class premier service across to people, as opposed to your Ben Duns or your Fly Fitch, which have their place in the market. They have a much broader or much more market share. Like, they would account for, I'd say, 98% of the people who hold a fitness membership. The boutique style gyms would account for a much smaller area. So, well, how do we let people know that there's a much better product out there? Yeah, we would fall into the boutique way style gyms.
Is it just because you're in South Dublin?
No, I think that's just the definition of which we do. A multi-machine based gym would be your Ben Dunn.
Yeah.
And then with a boutique or a more limited or different range of services offered would kind of fall into a boutique way. Boutique way.
So basically, as of May 10th, we're back in the car park. We're back doing group sessions again. Yep. More people.
So a couple of things, if anyone's listening to at this stage, bring your own weights if you can. There is limited amount of stuff here, but there's no guarantees that you or a small female mightn't end up with a 24 kilo. So we just have to, everyone's going to do their best and stuff like that. And obviously it's weather permitting.
And then don't park in the car park.
Don't park in the car park. It's gas, because even like the lines, the channels of communication, it's hard to get every message across to everybody. At some point we're going to have to get another message across about, returning to the outdoor training. Yeah. Like, we've had to put like stickers on everyone's car that's parked in the car park now saying business is reopening. Please naff off. Just to make sure you don't arrive in at 6 o'clock on Monday and there's like 4 cars. You're like, balls.
We're down 4 spots.
We're down already. 4 spots. So it is. Yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things to go into to consider. But our overall goal, as a gym, as a business, as a group of connected people across multiple ages, as a community, is to make sure that we can provide longevity, both physical health, mental health, a place where you feel like you belong, a place where you feel like you're appreciated, where you can actually come and invest your time and you're going to get that equal investment back. That's where we want to go. That's where we need to go. That's where our ability to provide the best service to our membership will be, and for them to get the best from us.
Totally agree with you, Dave.
Totally agree. But change is difficult for us. Like,
no one likes change. Change can be unpleasant, but it doesn't mean it's for the worse.
No, I think it'll be. I think it'll take a while to go through that learning curve and that process of getting involved. As I said, I think people, when they come in and start undertaking the new class options and start managing their booking schedule and timing where they're going to do what, they'll start to really see that it's very similar, but it should be slightly better for them. Hopefully for everyone.
It will be. Guys, that's all for this week. Like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you remember and you have any questions, feel free to email us. Yeah. Dave,
check out the new website, guys. There's a lot of updated content on there. There's also the updated members area, which is everything you're going to need for members. And if you want us to include anything, let us know. But the classes are up there. The new price packages are up there. It's also good to say, I know this at the end, but anyone who's on an existing membership, that's them, they're happy. The new price offerings is available for them,
Yeah.
but it's open for new people. We're not automatically updating or changing anything for anyone. It's all on their terms.
Booyaka shot.
Booyaka.
Give him a clap goodbye.
Be strong.